It's 8:30. I'm just up. My brain is mush. I have cliff notes, and I'm wearing sunglasses. Let's roll. So what is love? Well, I'm going to classify them into 3 main categories for the purpose of this video. Parental love, sexual love, and romantic love. So let me just briefly talk about what each one of these is. So, parental love, I think, is a kind of desire for the child's survival, or from the child's case, just a means of staying with the parent. So, evolutionary wise, I think it's a very good survival trait to have that kind of love. I think it's embedded while the child's growing up, and like, it doesn't just suddenly spring on you, it develops over time. But I have heard people like Cody say that they're really interested in like, he was really interested in his daughter early on, so I think it develops quite quickly for the parent. And you know, well, it's hard to tell with a child because obviously back then you just don't know. You can never really think back to when you're 1 or 2. So, I don't know. Sexual love. Sexual love, I think, is a very strong physical attraction, which is significant enough you feel it. You can discern it from any ordinary liking, if you like. Romantic love, I think, is more complicated. I think it takes into account physical attractions, personality, what people believe, you know, pretty much everything to do with the person. And, well, you connect with someone who is a certain kind of, well, who has a certain kind of personality, who looks a certain way, who has a certain set of opinions. Yeah, okay. What does it feel like? Well, parental love, on the child's end, I'd say it's pretty much invisible until, well, you get stuff like if you're in a shop and the child gets lost and he starts crying and stuff like that. That's parental love kicking in, you know, stuff like that. On the parents' end, basically, what did I put there? Yeah, a desire to nurture and protect, which results in an emotional attachment. Don't think there's more to say there. Okay, so what else? Sexual love I've just put down obvious because we're well. I mean, come on, you know what sexual love is, definitely. So it's just a physical attraction. So yeah, you think people are hot and so on. So it's just a kind of. It's just that kind of liking. You know what it is. Come on. Right. So, romantic love. Basically, just a very strong desire to be with that person. You'll do anything to be there. You know, just that. So, okay. To whom do we feel love? Parental love. Well, it's obvious when you're not an orphan, obviously your parents. To foster parents, if adopted early on, I don't know, maybe later as well. Let me see. Otherwise, this is based on something Bill O'Reilly said, so I don't know exactly how much credibility it has, but when he was talking to Marilyn Manson, he said role models could act as parents there. So, role models like Marilyn Manson, obviously in that context, but yeah. Sexual love, well, to whom do we feel love? The object of your attraction. But how do you know who you love? Well, that's just discovered over time, I think. But it's subjective to each individual. It depends on what your personal preferences are. I mean, what have I put down here? But there are some commonly occurring patterns that allow us to label certain types of people, like there's all these categories, like just ordinary, there's mature, there's BBW or BHM, there's SSBBW or SSBHM, stuff like that. But it's such a wide field, I'm not going to go into too much detail here. Romantic love, sexual love, well, it is the same as sexual love, just with that added dimension of, the personality, the opinions and so on. And you've got labels here like cute and feisty and stuff like that, you can label people that way. What else? How does love grow and fall apart? Parental love, it arises depending on the mental conditions and attitudes to the baby. Well, okay, by mental conditions I meant, unless they have some kind of mental disorder, like they're a psychopath or something, then it is going to arise just over time. And depending on the attitudes of the baby or the child, so how the baby or child acts influences how how much you love them. I think early on, I don't know, they have some kind of influence on it, is basically what I'm saying. But it's imprinted over time with decreasing flexibility, which means as time goes on, the amount to which that love can